so now that we're looking at all those different retina genes, the results of your testing did come back to be positive this time around, meaning that we were able to identify the specific gene that's responsible for your retinal condition.
All right. Hey guys, it's Sam with The Blind Life. So today, hopefully, we are finally going to figure out if I have Stargardt's disease or not. So I am currently waiting for a phone call from the informed DNA counselor to go over my test results with me. To give you guys a little recap, about a year and a half ago, maybe close to 2 years ago, I went to my doctor, the same doctor I've been going to since '96, and got a regular checkup. And he said at that time that he had some doubts based on my results, based on my tests, some doubts that I truly had Stargardt's disease. And, I made a video about it at the time, and in the video I said that I was just like, mind blown. What do you mean I don't have Stargardt's? This is insane. I grew up, I've always had Stargardt's disease. That's kind of been my thing, is to have Stargardt's disease. So I was pretty taken aback. At that time, I had a genetic testing. My doctor was offering free genetic testing, and so with the through the Sparks therapeutic. So I did it, and then we got the results back. I sat in this very spot and had a conversation with actually the same person who's calling me today. And she said that it ended up not testing the gene that causes Stargardt's disease. So, at the time I was like, well, why didn't you guys tell me that you weren't even testing that gene? I would have not bothered taking the test and wasting all this time, because it takes several months to get the results back. So my journey was continuing, the journey to find out what my true diagnosis is. And then, so fast forward a couple months, this is actually a couple months ago, I found out that the same doctor was offering another test, and this one was done through the Foundation Fighting Blindness. And this test genetic test was testing a whole panel of genes. I think several hundred different genes, which was awesome. So I said, yes, sign me up. This one did cost money, but it wasn't too bad, so I went ahead and did it. And that's what we're doing today. Today we are getting our results. And I've got my fingers crossed. Find out exactly what I have.
You probably recall that genetic information is all of that information that programs our bodies how to grow and develop and function from the very beginning. Very much like a blueprint or an instruction manual for how to build a human being. And all of that information then is spelled out in a code called DNA. Does that sound familiar?
Yes, very much.
Okay. All right. And then, of course, if we separate out the DNA information into each individual instruction that your body can understand, those individual genetic instructions are known as the genes. Mm-hmm. So each gene, of course, has a very specific job to do in the body, very specific function. And in total, humans have well over 20,000 different genes that make us who we are, all doing different things.
Okay.
So that's a lot to keep track of course, but we think probably a couple hundred of those genes are the ones that are most important for our eye development and vision and keeping the retina cells healthy over time.
Okay.
So those are the genes that we focus on if a person is diagnosed with any type of retinal degeneration, including Stargardt disease. Because if any of those retina genes are not spelled correctly or they're not working properly, that's what can result in the retinal damage and degeneration and vision loss. And so now that we're looking at all those different retina genes, the results of your testing did come back to be positive this time around, meaning that we were able to identify the specific gene that's responsible for your retinal condition.
All right.
Okay. Does that result surprise you after all of this, or is that kind of what you were expecting or hoping for this time around?
No, I knew it was a much larger field that you guys or they were testing, so I figured something's got to come up somewhere in there. So no, I was expecting it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Great. So the specific gene that came up positive in your case is a gene named ABCA4. That's just a code name for the gene. It doesn't make a lot of sense on its own. It just tells us which gene we're talking about.
Yeah.
But this ABCA4 gene is the most common genetic cause for Stargardt disease.
Right. Okay.
So it can cause some other types of retinal diseases as well. But of everyone out there who's clinically diagnosed with Stargardt disease, this is far and away the most common gene that comes up as the cause.
Well, good. I'm happy.
So I think in your situation, having that clinical diagnosis of Stargardt for so long and now having these genetic test results, I think that all fits together very well, that Stargardt was probably the right diagnosis all along.
Yeah. Well, good. Okay.
Yeah, so that sounds like it's reassuring to hear.
It is. You know, like I've mentioned this on my channel before, and I've talked about how I've grown up with Stargardts. I've always had Stargardts. So for me to not have that would be very disappointing, I think.
It's kind of part of your identity.
Yeah, it'd be an adjustment at least.
Yeah. Okay. Whew. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I've never been so excited to hear a doctor say, your test results are positive. Usually that's a bad thing, but in this case it's a good thing. So I do have Stargardts. Oh, that's awesome. Which is kind of an odd thing to say. You know, yay, I've got a retinal disease. Woohoo! ABCA4. That's my boy. That's my gene. That's my little messed up gene. Thank you to everybody who has followed along with this journey and given me comments and support along the way. I appreciate it. Big shout out to all my other Star Guardians out there. I'm still one of the team. I'm still on the team. So that's awesome. Well, all right, guys, I have got to go. I've got to call my sister because now that I've had my test results and 99% positive that I have Stargardts, process of elimination means that she probably does too. So I'm going to give her a call and give her the good news. Thank you again, guys. Sam with Blind Life. I'll see you next time. All right, you made it to the end. To check out my most recent video, click right there. Or maybe a video that was generated specifically for you because you're so awesome, right down there. Also, be sure to check out the Blind Life Amazon shop, linked down below, where you can find the cool VIP t-shirts. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.